Hey folks, welcome back. Thought I would make a quick video on some items in progress because they're about to be covered up. So this video is less, here look what's finished, as it is, here look what's about to disappear. So a couple of things, you can see that this room is getting cleaned out. Most of the rest of the loft looks like this, and that stuff just needs to be carried out. But what I've been doing is kind of clearing the floor here so I can get in here with the drywall lift and use it to help me kind of get some of the ceiling pieces in. So over the next couple of days, I will be finishing the installation of this ProVent, getting the rest of that up to the peak here. You can see that I've got a bunch of half pieces that I need to cut, and then getting some drywall installed. I have a little bit of trim and insulation and sealing to do. You can see this window went in really rough and undersized. I did kind of leave a little extra room because 2 times in a row, I've knocked an inch off, not knowing how I did it, but in a rush, working alone, maybe in my own headspace, who knows. Downstairs, I had to move windowsills twice. I would rather frame the window opening a little bit larger. That's totally okay. I can stuff some insulation in there, get some window and door foam and stuff like that. And there will be a drywall return here. You're never going to notice any of this, but you are seeing the sausage get made, so I'm showing the ugly bits too. I've also been going around doing little bits like adding extra lumber as drywall backing. That is not necessarily for the structure of the house, but when you go to hang the drywall, you need something to screw it to. So little end walls and things along those lines are coming in. You can see that I've got the smoke boxes here in both guest bedrooms, as well as some vent ducts. What those vent ducts run down to here right now, one of them just ends here, and one of them comes down this direction. This third one I'll explain in a minute. But what I'll be doing, I don't know if I can hold the camera and show this at the same time. There will be a Y in here. Let me see if I can angle this properly. These are very sharp. So this is going to go here on the end of this pipe and tie into this one here. So it'll be basically along those lines, something like that. It's hard to hold and film at the same time. So those two are going to be a supply duct to the 2 bedrooms, and then this one here is going to be a return. And you can see what I've done down here as I've now installed the inline duct fans. So I've got a pair of fans. These are from AC Infinity. They're relatively quiet, not too bad. You can hear them if I get one going full blast. So I don't know if that comes through on camera, but it is a relatively quiet fan. Only 275 CFM. That's only if they hit their rated max as well. So figure more like maybe 200 if I'm lucky. But I've lived in houses that didn't have any assistance for the second floor, and you always have hot rooms upstairs and cold basements, and I'm just determined to at least try to level it out a bit. Anything is better than nothing. So coming from a house that had nothing, I think this is going to be a step up, so I'm not super worried about it. It's going to be fine. So in any case, you can see what I've done is I've run them down here. Let's go take a look at the laundry room and see what that looks like. I've also been piecing together some other bits of drywall. So you can see some drywall coming in on the stairs here. Had a lot of trouble with my router bit. I've snapped 4 of them so far, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do about that. But the, oh, sorry, I've got the breaker off here. The doggy room is just about framed in. I've got one small piece in the back corner there to install, and that'll be sorted out. And today I'll be working on the closet as well. I need storage because most of the site looks like this. You need not 3 tools. I'm not framing anymore. I need like 35 tools. And you just can't keep all of them in a tool belt without being so bulky. It's not the weight. It's so bulky I can't walk down the hall. So what I've been really trying to do is starting to get organized and starting to use like this cart here to get all my stuff organized. This is just the stuff that I'm using right now to do the thing I'll show you here. So here you can see a hint of a sink about to go into this room. Now you've seen the laundry room before, but if I can come in here and maybe step back a little bit, see if I can get a good position, I am now starting to work on the drywall. And you can see I'm at what they would call, I think, level 2 or stage 2, level 2, where first level is hanging the sheets. The second level is the initial tape and mud. So what I've done is I've taped the corners and then gone around with a taping knife here, no sanding, and I've just scraped off any high spots, any spots where you can see there's like a little bit of a crusty here that just knocks right off, and just take that down. Now the reason this is a little rough, and the reason I don't mind, you can see it's not my best job. I've done drywall before and I'm better than this, but I was in a rush. But this doesn't matter. All of this stuff is going to get covered up because if you look, you can see that air gap there kind of peeking out behind that drywall knife, that taping knife, and this is only a 6-inch knife. So this mud is actually low, and that's on purpose. There's a factory edge here that's beveled in a little bit on both sheets, and that's to provide a recess for this mud. So your first coat, I spent no time smoothing it out at all. You're really just trying to embed the tape. A pro can leave almost a level 3 finish on the taping step. I'm not a pro. I'm not worried about that at all. My job was to get to level 2 here. I've got tape and mud installed. Now, technically at level 2, I can go for an inspection. So most of the rest of the house is going to be in this stage when you see it in future videos. I am going to take this room to level 3, which is one more layer. I'm going to do one finish coat here, sand it, and maybe even throw a coat of paint on it. And the reason is I am going to shortly install that plumbing and that sink over here in the corner of this room. So this will be the first sink that I've got. And actually its main purpose is to be a utility sink. I need a utility sink. I need to be able to wash my hands, do all that kind of stuff. We are on a septic. I'm not going to be dumping like drywall mud down there and rinsing stuff out in that sink, but I will wash my hands. And it's really nice to be able to, fill a pail or get a cup of water to mix into the mud, things along those lines. So I'm going around this room right now. Today I'm going to take this from level 2 to level 3. You can see I do have to wait. My all-purpose mud is not fully cured. This dark bit in the corner here is where it's not finished curing yet. So I've got a few hours left to wait. Usually takes about 24 hours, and I don't want to get the next coat on before that happens. But I am prepping to get everything else installed, and I can now go ahead because the back side of this sink is open. You can see there's no rear panel, so I don't have to cut any holes here. You're just going to be seeing drywall. I can go ahead and cut the plumbing and go ahead and get this sink ready to install even if I don't put it in permanently. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And in your next video, I'm going to show you some completed items, but I figured it'd be fun to walk around and see some stuff in progress because you don't always get a chance to see every single step. So here's kind of the middle in between these things. See you in a little bit.